from this practice. Okay, so let's shake everything off. Just shake off all the transitional stuff as we come to our mat and get yourself grounded. So shift the gift side to side, internally rotate your thighs, feel rooted and connected. Take 3 cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as you bring yourself into the present by identifying 3 things you see, 3 things you hear, 3 things you can feel to come to that place of stability. All right. So there's a couple Pavlovian things here I want to occur when you come to your mat. 1 is take a comfortable seat, tells you I'm entering my yoga practice. 2 is take those cleansing breaths, meaning start to bring yourself to present moment by doing those 3 essential, what do I see, what do I feel, what do I hear? And then we're here, we're present. Letting go of expectations of your practice and allowing that yoga to just do its work. It's such a gift that we have, and I find so much gratitude for it. And then invite your eyes to close and just center into your beautiful body. Take that tour of the inner landscape of what you are, that person you are, and just identifying places and spaces that need additional loving kindness today. Letting go of judgment, letting go of stories. Just be present from moment to moment with what is, and know whatever your practice is today is exactly where it's supposed to be. Not trying to get anywhere in this moment. You're just here and present with what is, all right? And that is enough. You are enough, okay? So as we work today to really balance our body physically and build strength in our body to help support that balance, we're also going to be focusing, and I offer you an inquiry of balancing mind and thought, and creating a place of balance with your mind and thought. And I offer you the inquiry today of what is your default mode when things happen? What is your default mode when things happen? And I'll give you a little hint. Your brain is wired to default mode to negativity. That's its job, to keep you safe. That stick in front of the path is actually thinks it's a snake. So you're going to be careful. That's your survivalist mode. But yoga teaches us, mindfulness teaches us, awareness teaches us that we can take pause of that negative default mode and switch that, create some balance with that, so that we can actually maybe have more positivity, more, less negative assumptions. All right. So this is where I had told you might be hungry for cookies today. So I'm going to read you a little poem as you use your breath. So just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Allow the belly to soften, the side ribs to expand, that chest to broaden. Just do your lovely breathing, Ed. Breathe in, breathe out. Long, slow exhalations, remember? The longer, the slower the exhalation, the calmer the nervous system becomes. Lowers the blood pressure, lowers the heart rate, calms you down. And this story is called Cookie Thief. A woman was waiting at the airport one night with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shop, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. We've all been there, right? She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or 2 from the bag between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. She read, munched cookies, and watched the clock as the gusty cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I'd blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he'd do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half and he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, oh, brother, this guy has some nerve and he's also so rude. Why, he didn't even show any gratitude. She had never known when she had been so galled and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed for the gate, refusing to look at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat, then sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. There were her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are here, she moaned with despair, then the others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. That was written by Valerie Cox. So I just read that to let you know that sometimes our assumptions are wrong, that we think we're so right, or we think something is a snake and not a stick. But that's not always true. And our yoga practice, our mindfulness, being able to balance that awareness of our default network versus what could possibly be is a real skill. And it's one that we can develop and work on in our yoga practice. So as we balance our body and strengthen our body, let's also take time to just play around with that inquiry of what is your normal default when you have something that irritates you or causes frustration or anxiety. And is it possible to give pause to that, use the breath to give you that little quarter-second pause to think of possible different types of outcomes. Another breath in. And bring your hands to your heart. And let's just chant one big Om to unite us together. We'll exhale fully. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart. And lower your hands down to your thighs. Blink your eyes open, lift your head, and get onto your backs. Oh, that's going to feel good. So when you get onto your back, let's slowly go into a nice full body stretch. Take your time. Let your back get used to the change in position. Notice the gravity. Notice where your body takes a sigh. I always feel that relief in my lower back. Let the knees straighten out, legs stretch. Just take your time with this, paying attention. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a big breath in. Press out through the heels of your feet. Reach your fingertips long. Grow your spine a half an inch longer. And then make some circles with your ankles, circles with your wrists. Just welcome yourself to this beautiful practice of yoga and mindfulness, breath and awareness. Oh, a lot of good stuff in life, and yoga is definitely one of them. Bring your arms to goalposts now with your palms facing up towards the sky. Really turn your head side to side. A little movement in the neck. Good. All righty. Now take your feet about as wide as the mat. And lower your, reach your arms back overhead if that feels okay. If that doesn't feel good, take them out to the side, okay? Palms facing up to open the chest. Now, press out through the heels of your feet. And from the top of your legs, internally rotate your legs just a bit so your toes turn in and look at each other, just a little turn toward each other. We're gonna do the as if leg lift. This is a core strengthener, all right? It's an isometric. So if your blood pressure's been wonky today, don't do this one, all right? So reach the arms up overhead, stretch. If your blood pressure is wonky, just enjoy the stretch. If your blood pressure is okay today, draw the belly in, try to maintain that natural lumbar curve. And then as if you're gonna lift your legs, take the energy to the legs, try to lift them up, but don't actually lift them, and feel that isometric work of your core. My whole body is shaking here. Toes are turned in, trying to lift the legs, and then relax that and notice the difference. Even my lower back sinks down. Let's try that one more time. So I want you to really feel that core integrity. Turn the toes in toward each other, flex the feet, draw the belly in, reach the fingertips long, and then imagine you're trying to lift your legs up. Lift, 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 but don't actually lift them. Not even enough to slide a piece of paper under it. Just engage, 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 engage. Hold it for another. You'll feel your blood pressure go up with this. And then release. All right, now let's take this to a banana crescent. So the right leg is on the right side. So let the left leg join it. Lower your right hand down and then just crescent, keeping your pelvis locked in the center. Just slide your torso over to the right side of your mat. Now, depending on your left shoulder, you can stay at goalpost, or you can reach your left arm up overhead and really feel that stretch. Now, take your awareness from where your hip and your ribs meet and try to stretch that a 1/4 inch longer. As you reach the shoulder toward the earth, a nice stretch in that left side of your body. Now, if your legs are open to this, and this is our first big stretch today like this, you can cross your left ankle over top of your right ankle, and you'll get that IT band, all the structures that support that IT band a little bit more. Try to reach the pelvis toward the earth. So if you've tipped up, keep trying to keep the buttocks square to the earth. One more breath here. This is a big, big stretch. But it's not a stretch you get in your normal part of the day. That's why it feels a little foreign and a little intense. One more breath. All right, let's lower that arm down and bring your torso back to center. Uncross your legs and bend your knees, and then give yourself a little hug to realign that spine. Rock back and forth. Ooh. You still feel that release on that left hip, where the hip and the ribs meet. All right, let's go to the other side. So take your feet as wide as the mat. Keep your pelvis locked in place and slide your right leg to meet your left leg. And then shimmy your torso over to the left side of your mat to your level of flexibility. And then that right arm can stay at T, it can go overhead, it can frame the top of your head, but try to reach the shoulder toward the earth. Take that awareness from your hip to your rib and try to open that space a little bit more, just to really stretch in through that we call the muffin top area. And maybe it helps you to imagine that you're trying to reach your left fingertips towards your knee. So kind of stretch that way too. And if you want to cross your right ankle over top of your left ankle, you can give that a shot, see how that feels, and then just breathe. Feel those side ribs expand. Just know that whole side fascial line. Your whole body's made of fascia, right? Covering that connective tissue is getting a really lovely stretch here. One more breath. Good. All right, slide your arm back down, bring your torso back to neutral. Take your time, uncross your ankles, bend your knees. And we're going to do this weird thing, okay? So your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to massage the back fascia, all right? So if you feel like you can lift your head up off the floor so your head's not part of this situation, I'm going to just lift my head a 1/4 inch off the floor so it's just not part of this massage. Come on the heels of your feet and you're just going to push yourself back, forward and back, and lower your lumbar spine down toward the earth. So you can really use the sticky mat to get the skin to go kind of in a different direction as the fascia. So we're massaging the fascia. So flatten your lumbar spine down a little bit, and then just give that pushing back and forth and massage that whole lower back area. You want to go side to side a little bit, you can. But it's kind of like Baloo the bear in Jungle Book when he's rubbing his back on the tree. That's what I always think of when I do this. All right, a couple more. And then release. And just notice if there's any little tingling in the back body, really paying attention to sensations of the body. All right. Now let's stay the way we are with our feet on the floor and go into a little bit of pelvic tilting. So imagine that clock on your back side. 12 o'clock is your lumbar spine, 6 o'clock is your tailbone. So flatten out 12 o'clock. Now what happens? The ribs and the hips get a little closer together. I like to push my heels into the floor to really help that lumbar spine press down. This is called a posterior pelvic tilt. All right, feel the belly draw in. This is also a core strengthener. All right, let's press 6 o'clock. So release the lumbar spine and press down 6 o'clock. Push the tailbone down toward the floor. And you'll feel that mouse house under your back get a little bit bigger. And you're no pressure on the feet. And you'll feel your ribs and hips spread apart from each other. So now we're going to do this with the breath. As we exhale, flatten out 12 o'clock, draw the belly in, push the heels down, push the lumbar spine down. Then as you inhale, press down 6 o'clock, lift that, stretch out the abdominal muscles a little bit. Exhale, press the lumbar spine, press 12 o'clock. And as you inhale, press 6 o'clock. A couple more with the breath. Exhale, press 12. Lumbar spine flattens down. Inhale. This is called an anterior pelvic tilt, which you lift. Your pelvis is a basin, but it means basin, like a bowl. So we're just tipping the bowl back and forth, front to back. One more time. Inhale. Spread those abdominal muscles, press 6 o'clock, and exhale, press 12 o'clock. Good. Now keep 12 o'clock pressed, all right? Keep 12 o'clock pressed. Press the feet into the earth. Come to your robot arms, so your backs of your arms are on the floor, your elbows are bent, and your palms are facing each other across your torso. Push the backs of the arms and the feet into the floor. Make sure your head's not on a pillow. You don't want your chin down onto your chest. Your head and neck should be in good alignment. So with your 12 o'clock pressed, lift the hips into a nice bridge pose. All right, lift, isometrically send your shins forward, feel the hamstrings fire up. Give a little squeeze around the sitting bones and then lower back down. Press 12 o'clock, press the backs of the arms and the heels into the floor, lift the hips. And then isometrically send your shins forward, squeeze around the sitting bones, and release. Okay, we're gonna do that again. This time we're gonna switch it up. Flatten the lumbar curve, press 12 o'clock, backs of the arms lift the hips. Now, from here, lower just a tiny bit, keep the core strong, so draw the belly in. And then see if you can't march your feet just one at a time, just an inch or two. Arlene, watch that hamstring. So whenever you're contracting muscles between two joints, you have a risk of a spasm. And sometimes you get a hamstring cramp. Oh man, those hurt. So be mindful of that. Now, some of you may want to not do this. Some of you may want to do this and then also add maybe a little extension of the leg as you lift. So you lift the knee and extend the leg. Lower it back down, lift the knee, extend the leg. So the more stable you can keep your pelvis in this move, the stronger your core is. So it's just giving you a little indication of the strength of your core. If you need to do this with your pelvis down, go ahead and do that. All right, last one, each side. Good, and lower. Whew. Draw those knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug. Breathe in and breathe out. Now bring your hands onto the tops of your knees. Push your knees away from you so your arms are fully extended, and take your knees out to their own side. So you're rowing the knees, actually greasing up the head of the leg bone into the pelvic pelvis. The acetabulum. All right, go the other direction. All righty. Now let's just stretch out a little bit. So lower your right foot down and put your hand under the thigh of your left leg. Put your left leg down. Put the hand under the thigh of your right leg. And then take your right leg out to the right side. Your elbows used as a kickstand, holding up and supporting the weight of the leg. Now just start to extend the leg out to that diagonal with your breath. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, bend. So just getting a nice little stretch on the inner thigh along the quad. Couple more. Inhale and exhale. Flex the foot to get a little more engagement in that leg. And one more. Good. All right, now take that left hand and place it on the underside of the thigh, on the inside of the leg, and cross it over your body just a bit. And do the same thing. This is a little bit harder. You're going to stretch the racing stripe on the outer side of your calf. If you want to extend your left leg, you can do that. But you don't have to if your lower back's a little tweaky today. And just take your time. This is not a race. My sister was telling me that she's doing her OT-PT for her stroke rehab. And she said her OT is always saying, slow down, really feel the sensation, let the stretch occur. And this one's hard because it gets a really big stretch across, especially if you flex your foot. One more. Good. All right, can you take it straight up? Bring it toward the center, hands can come behind the thigh. It doesn't have to go super long, it doesn't have to go all the way straight, just do what you can. If you want to use your strap behind your thigh, if that feels more supportive, do that. And I always tell you, this is how I always start my home practice, is just getting these legs to stretch out a little bit, all three directions. All right, let's go to the other side. So left knee comes into the chest, hand comes onto the underside of the thigh. Take that left leg out to the left side, use your elbow as a kickstand, and then start to extend that leg out to the left side diagonally. So you're stretching underneath the hamstring, a little bit on the outer hip, inner thigh. Try to connect your movement with your breath, which may mean you move a little bit more slowly than I'm doing. Let's do two more. Good. All right, now take your right hand, put it on the underside of your left leg, and cross your left leg over top of your body. You can extend the right leg if you want. And then just kick that leg out across your body to the right side. Keep flexing the foot. Take your time. If you feel something that feels like a good stretch and you want to just pause and hold it there for a minute, do so. Two more. Good. Back to center. Put your hand behind your thigh. Lift the leg up toward the sky. Nice little stretch here. There is a method to my madness here. We're going to use those stretches again in a second. All righty, just trying to get a little awareness there. Okay, now bring your legs back up in towards your chest. Hold on to the tops of your knees and extend your arms out long, all right? Flex your feet, lift your shins up so they're parallel with the floor, and then take your arms out to a T. Your legs should be hip distance apart. Now we're going to tick-tock over to the right, tick-tock over to the right. Come back to center, see how this is feeling on your core. This is a core strengthener. So draw that belly in and up. If you need to use your Queen's cough to find your core, cough and feel the muscle bounce into your hand. Now this time you go over to 1 o'clock or so. Can you extend your left leg out? Bend it. Can you extend your right leg out? And then bend it. And then come back to center. Whoo, let's go the other side, left side. So extend your top leg, your right leg, and then extend your bottom leg. Some of you may like to put a block between your thighs. Go the other way again. Extend, just extend one, then the other. You get to pick. Really, this is working the oblique muscles of your core, the side body muscles. Another way. If that's too much, you can put one foot down at a time. All right, and extend one leg at a time. Let's go one more time each way. I'll show you how you can lower one leg down if you need to. And extend. All right, if you can keep them lifted, see if you can't keep them lifted. Last one. Oh, I feel those knees are making all kinds of music. Good. Ooh, and then give yourself a little hug. Okay. All right. Now we're just going to stretch the hamstrings a bit. So roll, grab a block. Do you have a block? If you have a block nearby, grab it. Everything should always be within arm's distance reach, right? And I'm just going to place it as a pillow for my head because we're going to do a quad stretch. Some of you are going to want a strap too. You got it? So we're going to do a little quad stretch. So you want to put if you know that you can't reach, that your knee doesn't flex to, you know, a lot, you're probably going to want to put a strap around your ankle so that you can use that to help pull the leg back a little bit. So we want to stretch this quad. This is balancing too. We stretch the hamstring a lot and strengthen the quad, but we don't often stretch the quad. So you want to keep your leg extending out from your hip. So it's not up here, not down on the floor. It's coming right out of your hip joint. Flex the foot to protect your knee, and then just gently invite the leg back slightly. And send your hip points forward, all right? Almost like you're doing a posterior pelvic tilt, like you're flattening out 12 o'clock. Once you do that little tail tuck, you'll really feel that stretch accentuated in your quad. So you're either holding on to your ankle, your pants, or using your strap. Your head's in line with your spine. If that, probably feels better, use your hand. And then just get a nice, keep that foot flexed, all right? Keep the foot nice little stretch, take a break, re-nourish those tissues, and then we'll do one more stretch here. So either holding on to the strap, try to keep the leg coming straight out from the pelvis, not up here, not down here, straight out. Remember, everything starts and ends in Tadasana. Good. That's a big stretch. All right, and let's go to the other side. So if you're going to use your strap, go ahead and put it on while you're on your back. Roll over, flex your foot. Try to press your only as far as is comfortable for you. So you're either holding on to the leg or holding on to the strap. Sending your hip points forward, so tucking that tail under a little bit is what's going to give you that biggest sensation of a stretch. Try to lower your knee a little bit, Ed. There you go. Not too much though. There you go. Good. This one's never comfortable, never a crowd pleaser, but good. It's important to stretch that. Also gets the psoas a little bit. One more breath. Nice. Okay. All right. Release that. That's your homework. Do those a few times this week, okay? Because those quads are getting too tight. We're not stretching them enough. That's your homework. We're going to come to tabletop. So make sure your knees are padded, okay? And we'll all meet in hip circles. So while we're waiting for everyone to gather, just make some nice circles with your hips. If you're not coming onto your knees, let's see what Judy's doing. You can stand on, use the seat of a chair or the back of a chair. Where'd Judy go? Oh, there you are. Okay, good. All right, you're good. All right, circles, just make some nice big hip circles. Good, everyone looks good. All right, everybody's in position. All right, okay. I'm gonna reach your hands a paw print or two forward. All right, we're gonna come into puppy pose, but not a real high puppy pose. So you reach your arms forward and tops of feet are on the floor, and sink the head in between the arms as much as is comfortable for your shoulders. So you may be up like this, that's okay. With your head up a little bit higher, but if you can start to send your hips back a little bit, get that nice stretch. And this is where we're trying, the intention here is length in the spine and opening in the shoulders. Okay, one more breath here. Keep the core strong. All right. Now lift up, walk your hands half a paw print toward you because we're going to roll up into plank, okay? So lift the feet up off the floor. You're going to roll over the tops of the knees. Press the hands into the floor to draw the belly in toward the spine. So get the core engaged first. And then roll over the tops of the knees, straighten your torso, and make sure that the wrists are right under top of the shoulders. All right, keep the feet lifted, press the hands into the floor. So push the floor away from you and see if you can't kind of slide your side ribs, slide your shoulder blades down around your side ribs a little bit. One more breath here. Good. Core strength. And then press your hips back again. Keep your hands where they are, unless your knees just are not wanting to flex like this. Get a nice stretch in the spine. Good. And then again, roll over into plank. So press the hands into the floor, slide the shoulder blades around the side ribs a bit. So you're just not sinking into your shoulder girdle. You're pushing your hands into the floor and lifting up out of that. Draw the belly in and up. A couple more. Some of you may want to curl the toes under and lift up into a high plank. If that's in your practice, you can do that. All right, one more breath. Good. Lower the knees down and come to your tabletop. Let's shake those wrists out though. Shake the wrists out. Make some circles with those wrists. Good. Okay. Now I remember 5 or 6 years ago, I think it's probably going on 6 years. I think I've been with you guys 6 years. Debbie Jensen had you doing planks for up to 30 seconds. So I don't feel bad. They're good for our core. All right, but you'll get there. All right, you can even do them at the wall. All right, now this is going to take a lot in your wrists. So if your wrists aren't having it today, you may want to use your forearms on blocks. That's an option too, because we're going to lift the knees up. All right, so if the wrists aren't having it today, use the forearms on the blocks. Okay, so wherever you are today, press the belly in toward the spine. So push the hands or the elbows into the surface, and then start with just one leg. Shift over to one leg, lift one leg up just so enough to slide a piece of paper under it. See how that feels. Shift to the other side, and then put the tops of the feet down on the floor. Okay, press the tops of the feet and the elbows or the hands into the earth and lift the knees up just enough to slide a piece of paper. Hover. Hover, feel that core strength, hover, whole body shaking and release. Whew, let's try that one more time. Press tops of the feet, press the hands in, lift the knees up just enough to slide that paper under. Core strength, core control. Good. Woo. And release. Wag your tail, release the core, release the back. Release the belly. Nice. And we're going to come up to standing. All right. So in whatever way works best for you, come to standing. All right. Okay. And let's release the lower back with a little bit of loose coat sleeves. Let the arms flop. All right, another way you know you're getting strong is if you stop yoga for 3 to 4 weeks and then you come back to a practice you've always been able to do and it's challenging, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I really was getting strong. So never doubt yourself how strong you are. All right, come to that mountain pose. Feet are connected to the earth. Press the feet into the earth. Use that to help you grow tall. Shoulders up towards the ears, palms face forward. What do we need for balance? My opinion is 3 things. Foundation. So lift and spread your toes out wide, draw the belly in and up, lift up from your hammock of your pelvic floor. So think about drawing the hip points together, draw the belly in. All right, now, and then so we've got core strength, foundation, and then drishti. Look at something in front of you, find a focal point. And then just start to shift your weight side to side, forward to back. Notice what parts of your body get tight. Make some circles. Just feel the feet get connected and rooted. Good. Take the arms up overhead, full breath in. That full body stretch. Press the feet into the earth, reach the fingertips long, then take the arms out to the side. Good. One more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Strong and stable here. Exhale, lower down. Roll the shoulders out. Shake it all out. Okay, you're gonna either use a wall or a chair for this next thing, okay? So we're gonna do some L poses. And then from L pose, we're gonna have the option of coming to warrior 3 and then bringing the knee into the chest in different directions. So if the wall seems like a better idea for you, you can use the wall or you can use the chair. So pick which one works for you. I'm going to use the wall. Okay. Got what you need? Okay, we're going to start with an L pose. So bring your hands onto the wall or the back of the chair and slide your feet back. Bend your knees a lot so your spine is long. Bring the head between the upper arms like we did in puppy pose. So our shoulders should be nice and stretched out here. Full breath in, and if you feel able, start to take your awareness to the top of the thigh bones. Press the tops of the thigh bones back. Start to straighten the knees a little bit, as long as you don't start rounding your back in the process. So full breath here, nice L pose. All right, feel the length, feel that strength. Slowly walk forward again. All right, now we're going to take this into a warrior 3. So walk your feet back again. Keep your knees soft and bent. Head between the upper arms. You may be up here. This is okay. All right, that the arms are in line with the shoulders, but the head's above the shoulders. You choose what works for you today. All right, so take your left foot back behind you. So you've got all this weight on the right leg. If that's too much, keep the weight on both, balanced on both legs. All right, draw the energy up that back left leg. So energize it first. So press the toes into the earth, get that muscle energy, and then slowly start to let it float up. Let it float up if that works for you. So it's straight out behind you. All right, here's your option. You can stay here with your foot on the floor. You can stay here with your foot lifted, or you can really draw that belly in, draw the knee in toward the nose, press that leg back, draw the knee in toward the right elbow, just a little bit, press it back, and then draw the knee in toward the left elbow and press it back. Lower the leg down, walk the feet forward, and shake it out. If you have sacroiliac instability, that is probably not going to feel good for you, right? So you want to keep your weight balanced, and you may just want to tap your foot side to side. Okay, it's still going to strengthen that standing leg. Now I tell you, right? All right, let's do the other side. All right, come to your version of an L pose. Draw that belly in and up. Core strength here. Really engage that core. Step your right toes back, draw the energy up your leg, and stay here with your weight balanced on both feet, or with the energy in that leg, let it just float up. It should just float up if you've energized it first. Stay here, or bring that knee in toward the nose, round the back, press that foot back out, take the knee in toward the left elbow, crossing over the body, little oblique work, extend it back, and then the knee in toward the right elbow and press it back. Lower the leg down, slowly walk the feet forward. Shake it out. All right, don't pretend that that's easy. That's hard. Oh, shake everything out. All right, still at the wall. If you're using the chair, make sure all 4 legs are on the chair, because we're going to do some push-ups on the wall, some plank push-ups. All right, so you want to make sure that the chair is really stable, pushed up against a wall, pushed up against a sofa, something so it's not going to slide out from under you. If you're using the wall, the fingertips are going to come in line with the shoulders. All right, and the feet are about 2 to 3 feet away from the wall. Now lift up onto your toes just a bit. Slight bend to the elbows. You're not all the way back here. Slight bend to the elbows, lift tall. Get the core strong. Push the wall away from you. So push, push, push. That's going to spread the shoulder blades across your back. And then slowly lean into the wall, let the forehead tap the floor and the wall, and then push away. If you're feeling anything in your shoulder, adjust your hands. You may need to slide your hands down just a little bit. Keep that core strong. Let your core do this work. Your arms are doing quite a bit of it, but your core is involved too. So drawing that belly in and up, pushing the wall away from you. Let's do 2 more. And 2. Beautiful. And lower the heels down. Shake the arms out. Oh, how was that? You can do that at your kitchen counter too, when you're just kind of bored and looking for something to do. All right, how are we doing on time? So let's grab some weights now, okay? And you're still close to a wall. I'm going to give you options now for strengthening and balance using weights. Your options are to not add the legs to the arms, all right? Not use the weights, all right, but still go through the motions, or do everything as I show you. There's no have-tos in yoga. All right, so we're gonna do a wall sit, all right? So hopefully you have a wall. If you don't have a wall, you can just come into a little bit of a chair, all right? So you shift the weight to the heels of your feet, bend the knees, sink the hips down, don't arch your back, tuck the tailbone under. If you have a wall, you're gonna walk your feet a little bit further than normal. Put your sitting bones on the wall and try to sink down to where you feel something happening in your thighs, all right? So you feel a little work happening, but not in your knees. Your knees are stacked directly over your ankles. And we're gonna do a little bit of bicep curls here. So fingertips onto the shoulders and lower the arms down. So again, you don't have to do the wall sit at all. You can do a little bit of chair and lift and lower with your chair, or you can practice this little bit of a wall seat here. Go only as deep as feels good for you. Now take your arms out to the side to a 45-degree angle. Do 3 of those, and then do 3 more forward. Fingertips onto the shoulders and lower. Woo, my legs are shaking, I'll admit it. And one more time out to the side. 1 and 2 and 3. And then wiggle your way back up. Grunting is completely acceptable. Shake your legs out. All right, you're standing close to your wall for balance, okay? Safety. We're going to do our wrists. So your palms are facing down, your arms are at a 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle, sorry, and you're just gonna lift and lower the weight. Lift and lower the weight. Oh, I'm short of breath. Pathetic. Okay, so from here, you're gonna lift onto your toes and then shift and lift your toes up, go onto your heels. So we did this last week as one of our balance challenges. So I'm near the wall, especially when I lift my toes up so that I don't fall backwards too far. The wall is there to catch me. So we're shifting our weight from toes to heels, while at the same time, keeping those arms at a 90-degree angle, lifting through the wrists, lifting up as high as you can, and then lowering them back down. Okay. Now you don't have to do the weight shift at all, but that was one of the balance challenges from last week, if you remember. A couple more. 1 and 2. Nice. Okay, shake it out. Now here you need, for safety reasons, standing between 2 chairs or a wall and a chair. I find the 2 chairs is just more convenient because I can stay facing toward you. All right, make sure the chairs are within your arm's grasp. Let everybody get situated. And lifting the chair is part of the workout, right? Sometimes these chairs are really heavy. I can catch my breath. That's the real secret behind all this. Okay, everybody's just about there. Now, if you remember last week, we did a marching high and just, a marching, shifting our weight from foot to foot. But what I want to do here is make it a tricep press, all right? So with your tricep press, your arms are hanging down and you press back, but then you don't come forward of the seam of your pants. So you press back, release, press back, release, press back. So it's a little bit longer in the press back. Don't arch your back or stick your butt out. So the option here is to march and press back. March, press back, march, press back, march, press back. Good. So we're doing triceps curls or triceps presses We're also strengthening the hip flexor that lifts our knee up. And we're creating a balance challenge. Remember I said last week, balance challenges are novel. They're something that you're not used to doing. They create a little challenge for your body. So make sure that you've got your core working strong. Your drishti is set. You're looking and set at something in front of you that's not moving. You can also just tap your foot forward if the lifting of the knee is not a good idea for you today. Okay. 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. All right, take your feet at about a 45-degree angle, at about math distance apart with your feet at a 45-degree angle, and lift your arms up to goal post. The movement here is with palms facing forward, stay at goal post, and then your palms face you with your elbows in front of your face. And then open out, palms face forward, palms face you, elbows in front of your face, all right? The option here is to bend the knees, tracking the knees over the feet, coming into a little goddess squat. All right. This is working the shoulders, the deltoids, a little bit of the rhomboid in the back. Also now, if you're doing the squat, you're getting the quads and the hip flexors. Let's do 2 more. And good. Last one. Lower the elbows down. Heel toe your feet back to center. And reach the arms forward. Bend the elbows so the weights are resting on your shoulders, and lift your elbows up toward the sky. Elbows are in line with the ears as much as possible. Then for another triceps press, we're going to extend the arms and then bend the elbows 3 times. So it's 1, I'm just squatting so you can see, 2 and 3. Bend the elbows again, lower the elbows back down to your side body, and press the elbows back behind you, squeezing through the shoulder blades. Extend the arms long, and then bend the elbows, drawing them toward each other. Your rhomboid, mid-trapezius. Good, 1 more, stretch out. Bend the elbows toward each other. All right, let's do that 1 more time. Weights toward the shoulders, elbows lift toward the sky, upper arm in line with the ear. Extend the arms long and bend 3 times for triceps press. 2 and 3. Bend the elbows again. Lower the elbows toward the side body, and then press the elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Send the arms long and squeeze. Send the arms long and squeeze. Send the arms long and squeeze. Good. Lower the arms down. Roll the shoulders out. Okay. Last week, if you remember, we did shifting weight side to side. So this is your option here. If you'd like to hold on to the chair and shift your weight side to side. The second is to step away from your, in front of your chair. Bring your arms with your elbows lower than your shoulder. Give yourself a fist pump with the weights facing you. You're gonna step your right foot out, your left, pick one, your left foot out to the left side. Take your elbows back and then come back to center. Give yourself that fist pump. Step to the left. See how my elbows are lower than my shoulders? Squeeze the elbows toward each other, stepping out to the left and back to center. Okay, so it's just a weight shift while at the same time working that deltoid muscle in your arm and the back body. Got to keep that back body strong because that's what keeps your heart lifted so you don't end up with rounded shoulders. 1 more time each way. And back. Good. And lower the arms down. If you had a chance to practice the last week, you'll see how these are all building on each other. Okay, take a breath. This is the last one with weights for now. Going to hold on to the chair with our left side. And you can hold on with both sides if you know. We're just going to peel, so you can tap the right foot forward if you're having pain on or discomfort on one side and you don't want to bear all the weight, just tap the one foot forward. All right. If you're okay, lift that knee up. And then if you choose, you can release that right arm, bring it to your shoulder, or reach it all the way up overhead. And then see if you can't balance for at least 10 to 20 seconds. We're building up to 20 seconds. Good. All right, lower that down. So either tap your left foot forward or see if you can lift it into a march. Reach the left arm up overhead. Feather tap with the other side or hold on, get your foundation. So those toes on the bottom should be lifted and spread. Core is strong. Good. And lower. One more challenge to add to this would be to watch the weight as it lifts up toward the sky. Keep your eye gaze lifted. Keep the foot lifted. Changing novel experiences. And then shift. Watch that go up. Once it's up there, see if you can feather tap with your other hand. And release. Very good. All right, let's move the weights. And now that we've done all this balance practice, grab your uneven surface, your pillow or your blanket, put it in between the chairs. Nice breath in, nice breath out. Carefully and mindfully step up on that uneven surface. Get your foundation set. So the pillow creates a different sensation, a different balance sensation to your brain-body connection. All right. Either hold on, if you need to hold on, or maybe hands crossed at the chest and see if you can't close your eyes. Core is strong, foundation is set. Now we're taking away that visual cueing, that visual ability. Good. Shift side to side a little bit. Let your ankles do some micro adjustment for you. All right, now hold on to the chair again. Open your eyes. Shift your weight to the left. Peel the right foot up. See if you can feather tap or let go. Hold it for a sec. This is a lot on the standing leg. This is going to give you some awareness about your strength on both sides. Shift, lift the other foot up. See if you can do same side, just like we did, but without the weight. Same side arm and leg lifts. And one more on the other side. Same side. You're walking on that grass, walking on the beach. Changes things up, right? And release. Good. Okay. Let's move the pillow. That's just a little one, but it's good to practice that every day. Okay, we're standing between the chairs now. We're going to do our sobriety test again. So shift your weight over to the left and swing your right foot. All right, can you turn while you're swinging, can you turn your head right and left? Whoa, that's hard. Really struggling with this one. Turn right and left, woo. All right, look forward, get your drishti set, and then bring that heel in front of the toe. Squeeze the legs toward the midline and see if you can feather tap or release. And then if you can release one side or both, take the arms out to the side and see if you can't follow your eye gaze up overhead. Bring your hands up overhead, look between your hands. Keep that core strong. Feel the ankles wobble, that's their job. And then lower the arms back down. Shake it out. Let's try the other side. So we're going to shift the weight, get your foundation set on that right. Swing the left leg. Turn your head, look up and down, side to side. This one creates a real big challenge for me because it's, you're shifting your weight not only on the standing foot, but forward and back of you and then looking around. So that's what happens when you walk, right? You're walking, someone calls your name. All right, establish your drishti, and then bring that heel toe. That swinging foot is in front. Squeeze toward the midline, get that core set. Maybe one or both arms reach out to the side. Maybe you want to turn, take your arms and swing them from the right to the left. Create novel, new, different experiences for your body to say, oh, I've been here before. I know how to make this little micro adjustment. Be creative. How creative can you be? Nice. Good. And release. Shake it out. Okay. This is, if your legs are getting tired, you can always just put your foot on a block. If you don't want to lift it all the way, just to create some novel experience. If it's too much to, keep lifting it because the standing leg's getting tired. This is all building strength exercises. So if you're not there yet, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? That's what we always say. So give yourself some props to help. All right, so this is the clock reach. So same side. So I've got my right leg either lifted or sitting on the block with my right arm pointing at 12 o'clock. And I'm going to keep my drishti focus forward, point it to 3 o'clock, point it to 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Take a break, shake it out. This time we're going to follow it with our eye gaze, okay? So the foot's either on the block or lifted. Point to 12 o'clock. Now take your eye gaze with it to out to the side, back behind you. I'm cheating touching the wall. Back to center and forward again. Okay, this is a lot on the standing leg, I get that. All right. Foot's on the block or lifted. First, we establish drishti. Keep your drishti, keep your core, keep your foundation, keep the eye gaze forward. Take the arm to the side and back behind you. Side and forward again. And then take a little rest. And then last one, on the block or lift, follow your hand with your eye gaze. The slower you go, the harder it is. And lower down. That's a tricky one. All right. Now back leg releases. So I'm going to hold on to the chair, take my, shift my weight to that right leg, send my left foot back behind me. I'll turn sideways just so you can see, but what we're going to do is just flex the foot, lift it, squeeze the glutes, okay? So pressing it back, you don't want to arch your back. You want to hinge forward a bit, keep it out of your lower back. You're going to lift at least 15 times. Now, some of you may want to also lift the arm, and some of you on the opposite arm leg may want to take that opposite arm and use a weight and lift that a little lower than shoulder height. All right, so you're getting a twofer, but you don't have to. 14 and 15. All right, shift. We're either holding on. You can keep that leg and just kind of shift your weight back and forth if that's where you are today. You can shift back and forth. You can lift the leg. You can tap it. Just showing you all different options. Or you can lift and use a weight or not use a weight. Make sure that you're not arching the lower back. Don't want to crunch the lower back, so you're hinging forward, really keeping the core strong and engaged. And this is working those gluteus muscles to help with hip balance. All right, one more. Nice. And shake it out. All right, adductor, abductor. So this is shifting your weight over to that left leg and taking your leg out to the side. So you may need to turn sideways. So taking it out to the side, and then if you could, cross it over the other leg as if you're pushing something out of the way with the inside of your foot. So keep the hip, toes, and knees all facing forward. And you're really working those adductors and abductors. All right. Few more. So standing sideways or in front of your chair a little bit if you need to hold on with both. 2 more. Really feeling this in my standing leg. That's the one that's weak. I shouldn't call it weak. I should call it challenged, right? Let's go to the other side. Use your breath. Use your focus. Good. 2 more. 1 and 2. Nice. All right, I'm going to put the weight down. This next one is a really important functional exercise. They're all functional, but this one's super functional because people fall when someone calls their name and they're doing something and they turn. All right, so this is about setting your feet, setting your core, and just twisting from side to side, coming back to center, putting both hands, keep your knees soft so you don't tweak your knee. All right, so this is phase 1. Now you turn your head with it. Really turn your head, look over your shoulder, take your time. Look over your shoulder, keep that core strong. Now here's a trick. If you want, you can step forward as you're doing it, step forward, step forward, step forward. One more, forward. Look behind you, somebody's calling your name. Right now, here's another trick. Step back. So I'm going to turn to the left and step my left foot back so I don't tweak my knee. Step. All right, we're stepping back this time. Step back. Step back. Step back. Step back. If you're getting dizzy with Katie, be careful, okay? All right. And the last one is to lift one foot up and twist. So I'm lifting my right foot, twisting to the left, and then switching. So I'm kind of marching. Now I'm lifting my left foot, twisting to the right. Because when you're walking, you're on one foot, right? If you're getting dizzy, just keep your eye gaze forward. Let's go one more each way. So those are good ones. I hope you practice those at home because on a regular basis, because those are super functional. All right. Well, there's so much more to do, but our time is running out. So I want to do sit, stand, and then we'll get on the floor. Okay. So you have your chair. Some of you may want a chair in front of you or on the side to help you get up. That's okay. Oh, the side's kind of nice, actually. Like that. Or on the seat of the chair. Okay. So we're going to try to do at least, I want to build up to 10 to 15. But do what you can. You can even do as if. What's as if? Scooting forward in your chair. Feet are behind your knees. Hands are on your thighs. Press your feet into the earth. Hinge forward, nose over toes, pressing those hands into the thighs just as if you're going to stand. Recruit all the muscles it takes to stand up, but don't actually do it. If you want to try the stand, there's a bunch of ways. You can press your hands into your thighs, use that to help you get up. Now the trick is you want to sit down without a plop. So shift the weight to the heels of your feet. You're going to bend your knees, slowly sink down. Sit down with control. That's what's going to strengthen these quads too. Another option is to hands over the chest. Sit down without a plop. Arms can reach forward. Arms can reach up overhead. You can hold on to the chair, one side, and to this part of the, just hold on to the chairs and help yourself lift up. Rome, everyone, Rome wasn't built in a day. But I know you can build strength because I've seen my mom. She is now getting up with one leg and sitting down with one leg. All right, 2 more. And she's 90, so I know you can do this. Shake it out. Ready to get on the floor? I am. All right, get down on the floor. Notice where your body takes a sigh. Next week, we're going to do a whole bunch of yoga poses. This is all yoga, very much yoga, but you have to build, right, to get there. So we're going to do some more, add more, like shifting from warrior one to lunge, right? And then opening up to warrior two. So there'll be some fun things like that to do to use everything that we've built and strengthened. So practice, 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 okay? Get down on your backs. Notice where your body takes a sigh. I'm going to come back to our inquiry for a minute and see if you had any default negativity. Did you tell yourself stories? Did you default to assumptions of negativity during any of that? Oh, I'll never get my balance, or I can't do this, or what happened? Were we able to think, okay, I got this. Rome wasn't built in a day. I can do this. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Okay. Breathe, cleansing breath. One more. All right, nice full body stretch. Let your spine just kind of release, your lower back release. Slow down your breathing. Lower the arms down. Bend your knees, take them as wide as your mat. Take your arms out to a T. Slowly rock your knees side to side. And just feel the pressure of the earth massaging the sacroiliac joints, your pelvis. Big breath out. And if you like to drop your knees over toward that right side, turn your head over toward your left shoulder. Allow the legs, just allow gravity to do the job. Don't force anything here. And slowly lift one leg up, followed by the other. Rock side to side a bit, and then take them the other direction when you're ready. And bring those and lift the top leg, followed by the bottom leg. Give yourself a nice knee to chest hug. Rock side to side, and then do some prana response. Listen to your body and see what it still needs to do to be able to settle into Shavasana. So that might be a happy baby or a full body stretch, or what is it? What is it that you would like to do? And how would you like to come into Shavasana? When you feel ready, make it a really lovely, juicy Shavasana. We have good, solid 5 minutes. Generous today. Feel free to stay as long as you like, though. If you want a longer Shavasana, you can turn us off and just enjoy it. No harm, no foul. And just allow your body to luxuriate in this restful pose now after pretty challenging work. Let your jaw soften, your eyes roll back a bit, your shoulders release to the earth. Each vertebrae melt down into the earth. Pelvis and the buttocks feel heavy. Muscles of the thigh bone release their grip. Full breath in, long, slow breath out. I am here. I am enough. And then let go of your conscious breath and allow the breath to breathe itself. If you feel ready to come back into the space, enjoy a full breath in, a longer breath out. Finding gratitude for what your body can do for you. Begin moving it in ways that are nourishing for you, starting with your smaller joints, creating movement in fingers or toes, gently rocking your head side to side. Whether a full body stretch or knees into the chest would feel better, invite your body to whatever it's asking for now. And bring the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll over onto your favorite side, pausing there for just a minute. Notice if there's any shift or any commitment to awareness about your default mode, and offering yourself that minute of pause, that second, quarter second of pause to maybe rethink that. And then press the hands into the earth. Come up to a comfortable seat. The hands are available, bringing those to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Know that all the light and love in my heart honors that same light and love in all of yours. Bow your head to honor your practice. And then blink your eyes open and greet your Sangha with Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Hope you enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. Take good care. Let me know how that felt in your body.